Editors playing live on Music Response this evening, Go By Blood. You get lots of different B-sides across all the formats with some elbow production, don't you?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to do a song with Guy and Craig from the band, so kind of were a massive kind of influence on us anyway, and for them to say they want to work with us was
Yeah,
nice.
they came to you because they'd heard the previous couple of singles, right?
Yeah, right, they heard Bullets and Munich, and so when we played in Manchester, the guy came along and we ended up getting drunk and having fun, and then we kind of got 2 days together in their studio in Manchester and did a song together.
Is that the way it works? So you just kind of knock on the backstage door and go, come and see the show. Afterwards, we should have a drink and discuss maybe, knocking a song together, doing a bit of production.
Yeah, in a quite romantic kind of way. It did, yeah.
That's good. Well, it must make you feel good.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, well, people can check out the production work on as the B-side.
You can actually hear his voice. If you listen very carefully, his voice is on there as well.
Really? Is it kind of cleverly masked, or is it like the end of the Beatles album? Do you have to have certain speakers to hear things?
Like
is it just for dogs?
No, it's for people.
Right.
There's like a long intro and you can hear him muttering, and then at the end he kind of speaks as well, and his voice is kind of, I don't know, we're all speaking, but his kind of Manchester accent just comes across more than anyone else.
All right, well, listen out for that on the B-side of the Blood single, which you can get this week. The other big thing that's coming up for you in July is the release of the debut album, 25th of July. The album's coming out now. Before you guys got signed, you've been working on material. I remember when you came in before, you said for like a good 18 months. So were there loads of songs that you had to pick from for this album, or have you written stuff more recently that's actually ended up on the debut release? How did that work?
Yeah, they're kind of, some of them are old, some of them are new. That's about it. The song that we're going to play next is probably the newest song from the record, but it just kind of developed over time, really. So.
Did you have loads of songs, though, that you were looking at? Was there a big pool of songs to kind of choose from?
Yeah, but the ones near the bottom are pretty crap, so it's quite easy to kind of discard them. So,
right.
Yeah.
Could you sort of see the songwriting getting better as you went along? If you looked at stuff that was like 2 or 3 years old, you were like, that's rubbish, but look how much we came on in like the year since then, or whatever.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, we have kind of like a league table, which kind of was the 11 songs that made the album, and the ones towards the bottom. But now we're kind of running low on B-sides, so you have to go back and revisit them and try and
have you got a limit?
turd.
Have you got a limit for like how far you'll drop though in that league? Live music from Editors tonight. One of the new tracks you'll find on the Backroom album, which is coming out 25th of July, the debut album by the Editors. Did you pick the guy who produced it quite carefully? Because when people hear this album, a lot of debuts don't have as crisp a sound and sort of like the same depth to their sound, if that makes any sense, as your debut has. It seems like, you were quite careful about that, not to, to get that kind of sound and texture.
Well, I don't know, we met a few producers, and he was the one we kind of got on with really immediately, so that was the main attraction. But we deliberately wanted to make a record that was, it is our debut record. We made it quite quickly, but we did want to have a bit more depth there, and it's kind of the starting point for us. So, definitely, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, and also he works on like the debuts for the music and Kasabian as well. So his track record of getting nice sounding debut albums is pretty top notch, I guess.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah. I also keep seeing in magazines as well this sort of. Lots of Joy Division comparisons and stuff like that with Editors about the way things sound. But to me, from the singles that we've heard so far, it's more just about sort of like good pop songs rather than fitting some sort of trend and mood and atmospherics. Is that the way that you view yourself?
Definitely, that's a massive compliment.
Yeah.
You the comparison stage all kind of bands go through is I don't know, we understand that it's part of the process. But, for people to listen to it and come with that opinion that there's a bit more, I don't know, more than just being another scenester. There's more depth to it, like we said before. Hopefully we think there is, and we've done our bit by making a record we're proud of, so hopefully people think the same as that, really. So.
Yeah. Well, you've been doing loads of dates recently. I know you've been doing festivals, but so far, or up until that point, Glastonbury, when you played Glastonbury, was like the biggest stage the band had ever been on, which I guess it turned out to be some sort of like rain-soaked mess, even though it was your biggest stage thus far, right?
It was actually the sunniest gig that we've done so far, which is really bizarre, because it did hammer it down for absolutely ages.
Yeah.
And apparently Russell broke his leg just before he went on stage.
Right, what, did you not realise?
No.
Have you got that rock and roll, you're starting breaking bones and not realising that
yeah,
you've done it?
We can live through disease. And all that. No, that didn't happen, it was just a rumour.
Okay, and what about the other festivals that you've been doing? Because you've been out in Europe as well and doing some stuff there, haven't you?
No, we haven't. We've been in Ireland. We did Oxygen,
right?
which is Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I thought you'd been further afield than that.
We're planning. We're booked in. They haven't happened yet.
Right.
We've done Wireless on your very own tent. Which was lovely.
That was really good.
And we've done Oxygen and Tea in the Park.
We
Okay.
did like Paradiso and Amsterdam as well.
Which was just a gig, yeah.
Yeah, which was.
It wasn't a festival. Okay, well you're going out and about to different places. The next London show is at the Scala, which is on the 9th of August, although I did see on your website that on the 23rd of this month you're playing something called the Truck Festival in Oxford, which...
yeah.
What is the Truck Festival? Is it like you and Steppenwolf?
Have you finger on the pulse there? It's a festival for like an indie festival that mainly smaller bands play.
Okay.
But it's a good thing to do. It's a good vibe. It's very small. It's literally on a farm. I've never been there before, but I've read a lot about it, so we're really looking forward to that.
Okay, excellent. So Truck Festival, 23rd of July, if you want to go to Oxford or the Scala on the 9th of August. Blood's out this week with the Elbow-produced B-sides. Backroom's coming 25th of July. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Can I also say hello to TM's mate Gina?
Hello, Gina. All right, thank you.
Close to me now, I'll be your guide. Once we have black hearts, then love dies. Look at us through the lens of the camera. Does it remind